Hi, thank you so much for coming to my channel to watch my video. If you like what you see, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also the bell. I do videos about lifestyle, videos about beauty, videos. Recently I've been doing videos about coming to this country, opportunities for you apart from care and support, the other professions, so I'm just throwing light on that. So if that's the kind of thing you would like to see, please hit the subscribe button and join the family. Let me know if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. To my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your support, and I'm so pleased to have you here today. So today's one is a brief update. I'm just going to go through a few questions that have been asked. Some people have asked me questions following my last video about being a social worker. I had a few questions that were sent to me on Instagram, so I'm just going to look at them and just reply. So I'm talking about how you can come to this country to be a social worker, what you need to do and all that, because social work is a profession that is quite fulfilling. It's a very good profession and not many people are aware of it, and I talked about how I got into it. So if you want to see those other videos, I'll link them in the description box so you can watch them. But if you need information about being a social worker, what it's like, yeah, just ask me questions. But anyway guys, I'm just going to tell you a few questions. Someone was asking me, I'm not going to show the questions or show the person who asked the question just for confidentiality in case they don't really want that. But yeah, I do have my phone, so I'm going to be looking down at the questions that have been asked, so yeah. So one of the questions that I was asked was that someone said she saw my post about being a social worker and she was wondering if it's something that she could do because she's a doctor qualified in Nigeria, but she's not yet completed her exams to be able to practice in this country. So she wanted to know if she could come to this country and work as a social worker. And it's a regulated profession, so you can't just be a social worker. You have to be able to demonstrate that you have the relevant skills to be able to work as a social worker. You can't be a doctor and work as a social worker. They are two different professions. Yes, we work closely with doctors when we work in the hospital, and I do hospital social work, as I mentioned in one of my other videos, but you still need to have different skills. So you can't, they won't take, even if you're a doctor, they won't take you to be a social worker because it's totally different. You need to know about the law, you need to know about the Care Act 2014, that's something you can read about, and so many other legislation that we use, in social work. You need to be able to know how to do an assessment, a Care Act assessment, and so many other things. Yeah, so the answer is no, you can't work as a social worker if you are not a qualified social worker. So that's one of the things. But there are other things that one can do. Right now, guys, the NHS, there are a lot of job opportunities there now because many people there are so many job vacancies in the NHS, and that's the reason why you see that the NHS, the doctors, the nurses have been going on strike, the ambulance staff going on strike, because there are lots of vacancies and people are being overworked and people are not able to fulfill they're not able to do what they really want to because they're being rushed, so that's why you see that many of them are going on strike. So I would say to you, check the NHS website, check gov.uk, check NHS and just see. I mean, I know of somebody who employed, who recruited occupational therapists from abroad, from Nigeria, and they came here, to work. So there are jobs, there are other jobs, phlebotomy, which requires taking blood, you can do a short qualification, you can do a short course on that and learn how to do that. And if you're a doctor, you already know how to do that anyway. So that's another thing, that's another profession that people who are doctors but not yet qualified in this country can do. So I'm going to take the next question. So the next question was someone asking me about her qualification. So she said she's got a qualification, an MSc in social work, and Masters in Social Work from the University of Ibadan. And then she just realized that she could work in UK if she registered with Social Work England. And I actually went on the Social Work England website to actually check that, and she's actually right. you can work as a social worker if you've got a social work degree from another country, you know, but you will need to register. So I'm just going to put that up for you to see. So guys, I emailed them, and so I wasn't able to get a direct response because I'm still waiting for their response. Initially I called them and I was waiting on the line for quite a while, so yeah, so I had to just email them. So I emailed them, and then the question I asked them generated this response, but I'm sure they'll still come back to me, but it'll probably be with the same response. So let's just read through. It says guidance for applicants who qualified overseas. So it says the guidance is for people who qualified outside the UK who would like to apply to join the register, including people with EEA or Swiss qualifications who apply to join the register after the 1st of January 2021. So all social workers who want to work in England must be registered with Social Work England, and the register is publicly available. You can just go on there and put in any name and you will see if the person is a qualified social worker or not. Anyone can start to register to check that a social worker is registered and to find out their social work registration. So let's go down. It says social work is a protected title, meaning that only people on the register can practice as social worker in England. You know, that's what I said earlier. Anyone who uses the title of social worker in England but is not registered with us is committing an offence and can be prosecuted. So there's quite a lot of information there for you guys, but I'll just read out the one that you can just, it's quite relevant. So it says you need personal email address that they can contact you with, certified copies of ID, proof of address, details of the qualification that entitles you to join the register. So that would be this MSc certificate, for instance, MSc qualification. Details of criminal convictions or cautions, except those that are protected. So you can check what they mean by protected convictions and cautions. Details of health conditions that may affect you as a social worker, because social work is a very it's stressful, but it's interesting. It's I wouldn't say stressful in the sense that it's doable and you need to enjoy it. I enjoy it anyway. Details of any occasions when your fitness to practice has been found to be impaired by any regulatory body. So the documents, you upload your documents, and it says some other things there which you can read, but let's just go straight to the part that I think people will be quite interested in the fees to apply. So scrutiny fees, you need to pay a non-refundable scrutiny fee of £495 when you submit your application. This pays for the time and resources it takes for us to process this type of application. We cannot begin processing your application without this payment. If you are currently registered with another UK social work regulator, Northern Ireland Social Care and all that, they have assessed your qualification as equivalent to their standards, will waive your scrutiny fee. So if you're coming from Nigeria, you definitely would need to register. Then if you've registered, if your application is successful, they will let you know through an online account that you need to pay the fee. Registration fee is about £90 as far as I know. So yeah, it's £90. It's £90 for a year and £45 for half of the year. Yeah, so you must pay the fee in full within 10 working days of our first request for payment. So that's going to be a total of about roughly £600, to register, which compared to all the other things, ways that people have been coming in, applying for care jobs, paying for certificates of sponsorship. Some people pay, some don't, and quite a lot of things. I think this is a really good opportunity for people who are already qualified social workers, and if you are not, you can also apply to study. The course is available in different countries. Obviously I don't think it's as well recognized as it is in this country, in many of these countries, because I didn't know about it, but probably now it might be. But anyway guys, it's an opportunity if you want to come in. So those are the questions that I received in relation to coming to work in this country as a social worker. And if you've got any other questions, please put them in if you put them in the comment section, then other people can see. But if you feel it's personal and you want to ask me on Instagram, you can DM me as well. I'll just come here and say, but I won't say who asked the question. So guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. It's just a quick update, and I'll be having some other videos. I have other videos where I've talked about coming to this country, different opportunities and things like that. So please guys, don't run away without watching them. You can subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button, and also please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, because some people comment and forget to give me a thumbs up. That will make YouTube recommend this video to more people who will see it, and then you don't know who it's going to be useful to. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.